Hello friends, myself Ravi and today I am here with my Viva topic, that is difference between inheritance and containment. So today's date 10th of the August 2022. So we will start. In my recent videos I have already explained about inheritance. So I will not go deeply about inheritance. So today I will speak more about containment and its difference between inheritance. So we all know when we define what is the use of inheritance to get access of parent class to the child. So if our parent class contain some methods, like we can say method 1, method 2 and method 3. To get access to all the methods, we extend it to child, and using child object we directly access the methods of parent. So while in that process, when we create object of child class, the default constructor or the derived or the declared constructor of child class is called, and this process, when the constructor call goes to child class, in between this using super keyword, the controller goes to parent, in which the variables or instance variable which are present in parent class are also initialized in that process. So while using inheritance, we can see every instance variable is initialized in that process, whether it is present in the parent or child. In other hand, when we talk about containment, the first difference is major difference is that in inheritance we used to write the syntax, that is the child class name and extend from parent. But in inheritance, there is in containment we are not used, or we don't write any keyword or to show that there is a relation between two classes. So in containment, the simple word you can say, we declare or define an object or reference variable which is of that class whose we want to access the data. Suppose we have class A and class B, and in some scenario we want to access some members of class A, not all the members. So in that case we use containment. Suppose our class A contain three variables, that we can say v1, v2 and v3. So we can and we want to access only second variable, that is v2. So rather than allowing all the variables as public, we can make variable 1 and variable 3 as private, and we can use default keyword in between or before the variable 2. Using that, our security is increases, because our other variables which are, we can say, where 2 are not accessible outside the class, or after that when we want to access the variable 2, so we just simply want to we can say initialize or declare the variable or instance variable of that class A. So our class B will be like that, the variables or the methods of class B. After that we will just declare class B's object. So we can say B, the syntax we can say like B obj1. So we just declare the object and the object of B1, B class, that is ob1. So when we call the variable of v2, when we call v2, how we can call v2, that we can say in another class, that we, for example, you can say my class. When we create an object of class B, in that we will first create the object of class B. Using that object, the class B is, we know that class B contains the object of class A. So using class B object, we will point the value of or point the object of class A. Using that, we will, after that we will point the value 2, so we can access the variable. So the syntax can be like that. the object of class B, that is OB. You can say, for example, OB dot OB1, that is object of class A dot variable 2 equals to value. So we can access the variable 2, just variable 2, after using containment, and other data will be safe. So there will be some security, there will be more secure than extend or than inheritance. Another use of that is that, suppose our both class contain some variables that is same name, or sorry, not variable, contain methods of same name. So in that purpose, in inheritance there will be method overriding, but in containment we can have right to use both the methods separately, or both the method have its separate, we can say, separate presence in the class. So we can say there is no overriding in containment in as compared to inheritance. The another part is that, for example, in inheritance, when we create the object of child, using the child constructor, we initialize the variables of parent. But in containment, we don't create or we don't call the constructor of parent. So by default, the initial value of parent variables which are not initialized will be null. So before giving some or assigning some value, if we are going to print some value of parent class, or that the containment class, we will find some error that it will show that null pointer or null value in that reference variable. So I think I had explained about containment and the inheritance difference. So I like to stop here, and thank you.